Well, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. Good times. Scar here, bringing you another creative fun time episode with Scar as we continue to build this amazing underwater house where we're going to work on one super awesome kitchen with stoves and islands and sinks and all sorts of other great stuff. So let's get this episode underway. Alright, and welcome back to our underwater sea house. And just talking to my friends down here and just having a little convo. But I wanted to show you guys some of the work I've been doing over here where I've been trying to add some sand to this area and just kind of getting a feel for how I want the house. I want it to look like it's kind of on top of a little bit of a hill. So it has a little bit of kind of a winding path coming down to here where we're going to do some coral and some things like that, which will look super awesome. Alright, so here's our last project from our last episode. We built this really awesome living room here with some seaweed and coral growing through the walls over there, and we also have this really cool kind of coffee table in the center with couches and chairs and seaweed on the walls, all sorts of great stuff. But up here was the coolest thing, I think, and this is the chandelier. I think that came out really nice. What do you think, Bob? Bob the Builder, Creeping Inspector, what do you think of that? I think that looks pretty good. So let's get to today's project, and that is our kitchen. So in our last episode, I did ask, what should we do for our next project? And kitchen was an overwhelming yes. They're like, Scar, do the kitchen. And I'm like, okay. So that's what we're doing. Let's see here. Just to give us a bit more light, I'm going to actually replace that one there. There we go. And we'll put that one right there. And we've got our first little spot built. How awesome. Okay. So. I think we're going to start building that up, and we'll go into our magical inventory and get out a furnace. So we'll put our furnaces along there. Wonderful. And I think I'm going to back off this piece here, and I'm going to run this like so. There we go. And then we'll start running these pieces out like this and like that. And there we go. We're starting to get our first blocks down for our super awesome kitchen. So for our next episode, what would you guys like to see? I like to kind of let you guys choose what the next episode is going to be. So we can work on bathrooms or bedrooms or dining rooms over there. All sorts of other great stuff. So let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll make it happen. All right. This is cool. I really like making these pretty like intricate and fancy. Let me see, make sure I get the right block. Oh, I need a half slab for this. So let's go back into our magical inventory. I like making these really intricate range hoods and stuff like that. I think that was cool. So why I do this, where I put the half slab across here, it's so the stove looks like, you can open it up and, put in a pizza, something like that. It kind of covers this top part up. I kind of like that. Okay. So I'm just going to cover that up like so. And I'm going to do this without ruining everything. Get that quick before the water flows in. There we go. Perfect. All right, so now I'm going to take this once again, and I'm going to run it up here like so. I like it, and I like it. And starting to look good, starting to look good. I'm starting to like it. Let's just see if there's anything we can do here to make this just a little bit more snazzy. We'll think about it. I think that's a good start. I feel like it should almost maybe be one level higher, something like that. But for the most part, I like it. And I like it. And I'm going to move on here. So let's see. Let's run this piece all the way across to about here. Get a kind of baseline idea. Let's back that off one. There we go. And let's see here. I'm going to readjust this just a little bit. Bring that out about 3. Oh, hello. What was he doing? Where was he going? Where was that crazy guy going? Okay. Decide how I want to do this. Let's see. Let's keep that back how it was. Cut that off like so. I think we're getting there. Let's see. I actually want to work on the floor just a little bit. Well, I kind of envisioned a little. Oh, hey-o. That's not good. We're flooding. We're going down. So, like in our last episode, we were talking about the colors and different things. I know some people, they just don't like the greens, but you got to get over sometimes like just the personal preference when you're working in a themed environment. So sometimes when you're working on, excuse me, don't become Stan the annoying horse. All right, so you gotta like think a little bit more like you're trying to do a themed house, so something that's themed under the water. So it's not always your personal taste in colors or different things like that. So, but I was really glad most of you guys really liked the last episode and the different designs for the underwater house. I was actually pleasantly surprised there were so many positive comments about it, so I was pretty happy about that. All right, there we go. Starting to get that all settled and ready to go. So island. Let's do island. Let's think about an island right here. I think that's good. I'm going to push it a little closer to this side than that side because I'm going to do kind of a snazzy refrigerator on that side. I think it'll look pretty cool. Oh my gosh, go away. Go play over here with your toys. Go play over there. There you go. All right, so let's go into our magical inventory once again. And that guardian needs to go away. Like seriously, he needs to go away. There we go. Wonderful. Look at this. We're starting to get there. I'm going to knock you out, and I'm going to place a hopper for a sink. There we go. Wonderful. And I'm going to put that there. Awesome. All right, well, that's looking really good. So right here, we're going to do some cool kind of cabinetry that'll go up this wall here. On this side, I think we can fit in a refrigerator. So I'm thinking about, let's see, right about here, we're going to do a refrigerator, I think. And yeah, so give me 1 second. Let me kind of catch my breath, and I'll be right back. All right, and welcome back. So let's get started once again here. And we're going to work on some of that cabinetry work over here. It's more of just kind of a cool little design, if anything. So just kind of putting things together a little bit, trying to make somewhat of an interesting design going up here. So let's see if we can get out some half slabs. And then we'll just kind of run those along here. I think we're going to go like that, replace this one like so. And we'll think about something like that. I kind of like that. It looks like, you could put your, your cans and your boxes and different things like that. I think that's okay. We'll kind of refine that probably as we go along a little bit, but for the most part, I kind of like it. All right, so one thing I was thinking of is what if we went like this? Let's say we did something. There's still something to this thing that I want to do, but I haven't, like settled on what I want to do to make that look a little bit better. I want to add a little to it, but I haven't decided on the appropriate block yet. Just want to fill this in here without flooding the house. There we go. Just a few more right here. Now the outside will look a little funny with this on the outside, but don't worry, we'll cover it up with coral and different cool things like that. Perfect. And then we'll just come back here and do the same. There we go. So I think this is starting to look pretty good so far. We've kind of went away from a little bit of the greens and using them more as kind of accent colors. So I think that'll look nice. There's something I want to do there. I'm going to leave that green block there for a second. So we'll get rid of it. But I just need to do something real quick with that. I'm going to run that up the side like so. Perfect. And then I added this pillar right here. So I'm just going to come on the back side and just run an extra wall across here. Nice. Nice. I think things are starting to really come together in here. Okay. Let's see. Let's go over here now and try to kind of map this out. Oh, perfect. Oh, yeah, this will be awesome. This will be very good. So let's go back into our inventory. And where do they keep the iron blocks these days? Perfect. Perfect. Wonderful. And let's get out our iron door. Oh, hey, where's my iron door? Get back here, iron door. All right, sneak on the back side here. Perfect, perfect. One change I want to make is I'm going to head down and grab out some of our packed ice. There we go. And let's replace that on the top so you can see into the refrigerator to the ice. Very cool. Okay, and I'm just going to sample just a couple things real quick. Okay. All right, so let's try to add a little design here. Let's see here. What can we do? What can we do? I'm actually gonna go. Let's see. I might push this back a little bit, but kind of hesitant at the. Excuse me, bat. Excuse me. Yes, I just trapped you for your evil ways. Okay. It's not 100% how I want it. I'm going to hold off on that for a second, kind of let that process a little bit, and work on a few other things to try to come up with a better design than that. Alright, so I'm going to run these on the table up here. There we go. I'm leaving that blank for a special reason. There we go. You could probably imagine what I'm going to put there. Can you guess? Can you guess what's going to go in that little spot? Can you guess? That's right. Milkshake maker, because what Scar kitchen would not be complete without a milkshake maker? Awesome, awesome. Things are really starting to come together. This spot still needs a little bit of work, so give me one more second here. Let me kind of catch my breath and process that a little bit more and try to come up with a better design. All right, and welcome back. And I found the problem. Something's been bugging me about this, and you know what it is? I'm gonna run this across here. And I think this will put things in a little bit better scale. So let me just run this across here, very good. And we'll just put that right there, and we'll knock off that piece. So something like that, we'll continue to refine that. But there we go, I think that looks good. And then instead of the half slabs, I reversed some stairs and put them along here like that. And I think that made that area look a lot better. All right, so over here, right here, I removed the top piece up here, and I'm gonna do half slabs up here. And I'm just going to sample some iron blocks. And this will be our refrigerator. Put that like that. And let's see. Put something here. Let's see, I want to do something. Let's say we do something like that. I like it, and I like it a lot. There we go. Very cool. Wait. A few adjustments. Hold on. Let's see, I'm gonna go like this. Almost got this kind of where I want. It's getting there. There's a few more adjustments to that. Will look awesome. So I was thinking I could do something like that for that spot. I kind of like that too. Wonderful. Now, what I would like to do is do a chandelier kind of hanging from here, but I don't really have a good design that kind of fits in and feels natural in this particular environment. You know, everything's a little bit tight in here, so having, you know, an extra, you know, thing hanging off the wall might look a little bit busy, a little too much going on in here, but for the most part, I think we're pretty well good. So let's get out. Let's see. Just looking around here, getting any more design inspiration. Sometimes that's cool to go in your rest of your house and kind of like look around for some design inspiration, and kind of gives you some ideas of some design you might have done in another room. And you could, you know, kind of think, oh, hey, I forgot I did that. I could kind of carry that same design in here. So let's add a little bit of the coral to the walls, because that'll look cool, because this is an organic living house that's living and breathing. Very cool, very cool. There we go, got that all complete. And yeah, things are starting to look super snazzy. So let me know if we should do a chandelier, and if you have any cool ideas, you can always send it to me on Twitter. And yeah, well, I think we have got one super awesome kitchen for this house, all built up and ready to go. So we've got our refrigerator here. I still might make a few adjustments to that. Got our milkshake maker, of course, and we've got a beautiful range hood over our stoves. Got a nice little sink here with some shelving storage above it, looking super snazzy. And well, guys, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you believe the video deserved a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and we'll see you later. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. They will be taken care of once we clear the water out from the interior, which we'll use the sponge, which should save quite a bit of time. All right. Nice. That is looking good. So we're just going to continue these windows up here, similar to what we've done before over there. There we go. And cut that out.